Poperinge is a town in the west of Flanders, about 70 miles from Brussels and about 3 miles from the border with France. In the autumn of 2023, I paid the town a visit. Partly I was wanting to see the town itself, and partly I was wanting to visit the grave of my great-uncle Walter Tom. He's buried in Mendingham Military Cemetery, about 5 miles north of the town. Poperinge is about the same size as Peterhead, with a population of about 20,000. It's in a farming area that grows 80% of Belgium's hops, and they had a 3-day hop festival eens elke 3 year. I didn't care about it, and it was just my bad luck to arrive a day late. In the First World War, Poperinge was just one of 2 towns in the whole of Belgium that didn't fall to the German occupation, even though it was just a couple of miles away from the trenches round about Ypres. Poperinge was a centre for British forces, and they had field hospitals and the like in the area. That wasn't all they had. Some soldiers were driven out their wits by the war, and they hardly kent what they were doing. There was even cases of some of them trying to walk home, all the way home from Flanders. Really, they should have been put home to a mental hospital. Instead of that, their own side tied them to a post and shot them as deserters. This is where they did it, this square at the back of the townhouse. Nae athing was as dark as thon, though. Just 2 or 3 streets away, there was Talbot House. This was a social centre for off-duty soldiers. Like the sign said abeen the door, it was every man's club. Inside, military rank didn't count for anything. The place was founded by an army chaplain called Philip Clayton, though seemingly Abby cried him Tubby. The aim at Talbot House was to gie the soldiers a place for they could get away from the war for a while and try not to think about it. It mightna be a surprise to say that this didn't aye work. Talbot House was often kent by its initials TH. In the modern NATO spelling code, thon would be Tango Hotel. Back then it was TOC H. It was the beginning of a movement that carried on after the war was over, and it spread around the world. Talbot House itself had hain a religious ethos to it, especially after they made the loft into a chapel. The altar was made for a giner's workbench. Well, it seemed suitable for worshipping the giner's loon. A good number of soldiers, grown men that they were baptised out of that wee font. On my last day in Poperinge, I took a bus out to Mendingham Military Cemetery. The name Mendingham sounds like it could be Flemish, but it's nae. It's named after a casualty station that used to be in the same place. There was a corner of them that British soldiers gied their ain jokey names till. When I tell you that the ains was dosing him and bandage him, you'll maybe understand what I mean. I found my great-uncle's grave just for the website said it would be. It was me that put the flag at the foot of the headstone. For a war cemetery, Mendingham is nae a that big. Still, when you see the place spread out in front of you, it fair gies you a dunt. When you look close at the stone, you'll see the other soldier wasna fae Scotland. He was fae the Caribbean region. After I'd paid my respects, all that was left to do was to catch the bus back into Poperinge. Now, I have to give special thanks to een of the staff in the Tourist Information Office. She helped me to make sure I took a recht bus to ging out the road. She even came out to the street with me to point me at the recht stop. We got to speaking about fit why I was gone to Mendingham, and she told me her own grandfather had died in the Second War, and his name was on the town's war memorial. While she was speaking, I could see the tears in her een. You can bide in a place like that and bury the grief and carry on with life. I just doubt the grief's nae aye buried a' that deep.